Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. I hope you guys can hear me. For some reason, I'm not getting sound. I don't know why. But if you can hear me, that's all that matters. Because I certainly can't stand listening to myself. Oh my goodness, how cruel can one person be? Yeah, right on. Hey, good. Welcome everybody. Welcome to FX Bootcamp. Let me remind you that the purpose of FX Bootcamp is education. This is not an alert service. I'm not here to make trade recommendations, but I will conduct technical and fundamental analysis. And I'll do so in real time, pip by pip, candle by candle, with the overriding goal of helping you put together trade plans throughout this beautiful Asian Monday, June 4th, 2012. If you're trading along with me using a demo account, then regardless of whether your plans are successful or not, you will have an opportunity to learn. The trading investing is risky business. We all know that. That's common sense. But you know what? What's uncommon is that high level of leverage that Forex offers you. As an amateur trader, once in a while you may get lucky and the leverage will work for you, but more often than not, it will work against you. Therefore, the coaching staff at fxbootcamp.com recommends you do not trade real money until you have established a track record of success using a demo account. Once this is achieved, you should realize that your demo account only contained price and time data. It did not include things like greed and fear, which are real-world risks for a currency trader. So remind yourself your past performance does not predict or even guarantee future results in any particular way. So stay small, stay humble, never resort to gambling by risking money you cannot afford to lose. So what's up, hardcore traders? Is it Monday for you, or is it Sunday? What is it for you? Sunday? Is it Sunday or Monday for you? What's up, guys? Who's hardcore, staying up late Sunday night? Yeah, Sunday for me. Yep, J-Dub, big old Sunday. Anybody got a Monday morning? Is it 2 o'clock for anybody in Europe? Well, anyways, hey, glad you could be here. So let's go through some routine here. Okay, routine. It's a new week. What we need to do is it 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Guika. Wow. Wow. You must be on some beautiful tropical island somewhere. Nice. How awesome is that? All right, let's go through the routine, guys. What I like to do this time of day, this time of week, is go through the new weekly pivots. Are you guys okay with that? By the way, what I like to do in Asia, I like to scalp. Anybody like to scalp? Who plans on scalping with me? It's not an always occurrence, but I like scalping Asia. I really do. It's my thing. I like long-term trades. I like short-term trades. I like medium-term trades. Is scalping even a trade? I think it's just, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, right? And so that's my favorite way to roll Asia. And then, Asia close, pre-London, that kind of stuff. That's when I like to catch my trade of the day, so to speak, where I try to pick tops and bottoms like a kindergarten. You know what I mean? Like a kindergarten kid. I love picking tops and bottoms. It'd be closer to midnight. Like it's only 7:40 here, so I wouldn't really be thinking about holding overnight. Because again, I trade New York as well, right? So I can't trade Asia, Europe, and New York. It's just too redonkulous, right? So what I try to do is I scout my way through Asia. Maybe we get lucky and it carries through Asia. Usually not, right? So I'll just try to make some pippage, and I'll explain how to do that in a bit. And then, as Asia closes, so you notice how things calm down. Like it's 7:45 here, right? So around what, 10:15, 10:30, it gets pretty quiet in Asia, right? And so that's when I stop scalping. And between, let's say, 10:30 and 1:30, I'd love to be able to get a swing for overnight. And that's what I mean by picking tops and bottoms. So if we're at the top of the market going into London, then I'm going to short it. Okay, so I'm going to pick the top. And if I'm doing that, my thought process is that's going to be the top for the day. That's that. You know what I mean? That's that. Boom. If I short it, that's going to be the top. I place my stop and go to bed. Done. Or if it's selling low, same thing. If I can roll it into the European session, that's the bottom of the day. I drop my stop, go to bed, wake up, and I got all or nothing. All right. Am I fading out a little bit? Yeah, I'm sorry. So anyways, so this time of day, I like to just skip scalp, and sometimes I get lucky and the scalp rolls and keeps going, and that's the bigger move. Because every once in a while, Asia is the top or bottom, right? You know what I mean? But I don't know that now, do I? You know what I'm talking about? So by the way, guys, check your email this week. I'm sending out a lot of announcements. I'm going to try to just do one a day. We're adding some new services, lowering some prices, doing this, doing that. It's going to be an interesting week. All right, so let's start with the pivots. Or do you want to look for gaps? Did anyone gap trade? I was too busy to even check. I was way too busy today to even check. I don't see anything major, huh? No major gap, no gappage. Good. Yeah, I knew that. That's why I didn't trade it. Yeah, I knew that. Totally. Oh yeah, I was all over it. It just didn't happen. So therefore, yeah, I just didn't do it. Good. So no. Right? Bullshit. So yeah, I didn't do nothing. I've been busy. Holy moly. So anyways, where do we stand here? Anybody tracking the USD Japanese yen monthly chart? Or is that too redonkulous? Anybody in the free room maybe? If you're like, yeah, Wayne, I'm a long-term trader. I like to look at monthlies. Well, the reason I'm looking at monthlies, guys, is I think there's room to break below. Did you catch my non-farm payrolls thing on Friday? I think we had about 350 people in the room, which ain't bad for the summer. But one of the things I discussed is I think there's room to the downside. I don't know if it's going to, but it certainly can if it wants to. Okay? Kevin. What's up, Ken Doll? Looking at it now. You're too funny. So anyways, you know, I got it fibbed up, and I think it's interesting that we got a 786. Okay, I'm zoomed in as much as I possibly can, guys. That's the best I can get it because it's so much data. Notice that the monthly target here, monthly extreme target 76.7. So let's just call it 77. There's so much mud around 77, right? 77, 77, 77, 70. Monthly pivots all over the place, somewhere around 77. But what's the all-time low here? 76. So the monthly target is 100 pips off the all-time low. Dude, I think this can go lower. What's out there to prevent it from going lower? Greece defaulting and leaving the Eurozone? Like, is that going to prevent it? What do you think, guys? Come on, what's on your mind? Hey, you guys in the free room, I'm not sure if Rob unlocks the chat room, but the chat room's available. It's open, you can actually use your keys. What's on your mind, guys? Yeah, you know, Kawika in the premium room says, yeah, intervention. But you know what I think is more important than 76 for intervention? Because that's where we got intervention last time, right? But I think what's much, much, much more important is the velocity that the yen is gaining strength, not the price. See, if price moves in a normal sort of fashion, then the Bank of Japan and more importantly, Japanese companies, multinational organizations, can adjust their hedging positions, right? Okay. So so do you see this one here, this big monthly one with the wick? The reason it's a wick is it popped real fast. Okay, the reason Japanese intervention got in is we were all watching this line right in here somewhere. Maybe it was the 80 line. I forget. It was a year ago or whatever. Yeah, more than a year ago, right? But what happened is we broke a key level and the sucker dropped like 150 pips in like an hour. I mean, so I can't remember the exact details, but we broke a key level support. Everybody's watching it. You can see over the course of 2 months we didn't break it. Lots of hesitation. Like, let me remind you, each one of these candles is a full month, right? So down, 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 down. It falls for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months solid, right? The seventh month, absolute total reversal. So clearly support right around the psych level, right? So let's just call it 80 for lack of, and then we hang out here for 1, 2, 3, 3 more months. Obviously, we tested over and over and over again, right? And all of a sudden, boom, boom. Okay, we went from 80 to 70. I mean, it hundreds of pips below, right? So somewhere along the line, we broke that, dropped like a ton of bricks with 2 hammers on, and popped straight back up. Why? Why the big wiki? That's intervention. So we came back, and what have I always told you guys over the years, over the decade that we've been hanging together? It's like intervention never works. So we intervened, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 months later, we're right back at the same price. We hesitate, 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 we hesitate. Up, 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 up. No, 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 no. We're right back, guys. Why can't we go right back to 76? Except this time, we got that going on. So we know we got a resistance up in here, right? Now we got support. So this is just trading like anything else. Who says it can't just do that? Okay? I think it totally can. I think it can technically on this pair, but I think it can technically do it on multiple pairs. And if you want, we could just go through all that. But I think you know it, right? You know what the Aussie yen looks like. You know what the CAD yen looks like. You know what the Euro yen looks like, right? I mean, seriously. Right? So I think when I analyze it, even though we're near sort of medium-term support, long-term support's way down there. And I think we could have a full-on double dip. Right back to 2008 crisis, currency price-wise. Doesn't mean that globally we're going to go there, but I think we're going to suffer some savage pain from the Greece debacle, and now we're worried about Spain like crazy, right? So I think we could totally break this and easily go farther. And I think more importantly is, if we're in a situation where, let's say, there's a rumor of a Greece default or something, anything, like we break through this and it drops 200 pips, it's the 200 pips in a short amount of time that's going to trigger the BOJ. To prop it up, and then, then we got, several weeks to several months for Japanese companies to adjust their hedges. Make sense sort of business-wise, guys? If it moves slowly, price don't matter. If it drops a couple hundred pips in an hour, 2 hours, if it's falling fast and furiously, the BOJ jumps in, they hit the little button, goes. Now, one other thing from one currency trader to another, seems to me in the past, going back, I've seen Bank of Japan intervene multiple times. I don't know, a dozen times. They intervene more than anybody, right? And they usually tell you they're going to do it before they do it. And, they've hinted, but not as strong as they usually do. So I think if we break 76, the BOJ starts talking about it, and they usually flat out tell you they're going to do it. They usually whispered over the weekend. It'll hit Thursday. Thursday, Asia, knock your socks off, right? Okay. So that's that. So without the intervention, though, I think this can drop. I think this can drop. I think all the yens have plenty of room for dropping. And same thing with the dollar pairs. Okay, so I'm noticing it's the top of the hour here. We haven't done the pivots yet, so we'll do that in a second. But let's scalp. Okay, what do you want to scalp? Well, let's start with. Let's just pick anything. Well, we'll just start with USD yen. I want to check the relative strength first. Let's see. Dollar super strong. Yen fairly strong. Kiwi, dirty dog with fleas. It's got like lime ticks all over it. So let's go Kiwi yen. Okay. Okay, what I'm looking for at the top of the hour, we're going to get moderate volatility, okay? What's happening is Japan and Australia and Korea, they're all coming online. At the top of the hour, the banks flip their switches. We get the first major banks. I mean, Australia's already open, but you get the ASX open and stuff, but quite literally the Japanese and Korean banks are flipping the switch, turning the open signs on, the door, unlocking the doors, boom, okay? And that also means global financial transactions, all these wires of money leaving Japan, coming back from Japan, going to this company, going to that account, to this personal wire transfer, just business, right? The money kicks in. We care about money flow, yo. Okay, so what I figured out of this, we'll get about maybe 20 minutes of possible action. I don't think anything major, and then we can cool it off a little bit. We can chit chat, go over through our weekly and monthly pivots, look for clusters. Okay, and then what I'm most interested in is the 9 o'clock hour, not the 8 o'clock hour. Okay. Funny story here. If you were trading Asia with me, let's say 5 years ago, it was all about 8 o'clock, which is right now. This was the big move. This was where the big scalps were going to come in. Guess what? Right? Japan number 2. China number 1. It's all about China now. It's all about the Shanghai Open, not the Tokyo. Yeah. Yeah. So now it's like, we might get a move out of Japan. Maybe we'll take 20 pips out of it. I'm not expecting much. But hey, boom, that 9 to 9:30 area. Actually, I'd say it more like 8:50 to 9:45. Or do you just want to say 8:50 to 9:50 to make it cool? That hour, that's much better. Now, it can come and go quickly. Sometimes it lasts. How would I know? How would I know? So we just got to be there. Set the traps. Identify support and resistance. Bada bing, bada boom, right? Let me ask you, how often does Rob scalp top of the hour stuff? He's a fantastic long-term trader. I just, does he do scalps at the top of the hour? Yeah, well, this is my bag then, all right? He's great at the long-term stuff. He's great at, I love it when he gets into like, programming EAs and stuff like that. I mean, that's stuff I can't do, but I'm terribly interested in. I don't know. It's interesting. But this is my thing. Good. So, why are we on the Kiwi? Current relative strength. Okay. If you don't like Kiwi, you want Aussie. Let's do Aussie. It doesn't matter to me. I honestly don't care. Let's do Aussie. Yeah. Well, all right. All right. What do you guys want? You tell me. You want Aussie or Kiwi? Those are the dirty dogs. They just doubled in strength in the last 2 seconds, but so did yen. So what do you guys want? What do you prefer, Aussie or Kiwi? Aussie, Kiwi, Aussie, Kiwi. What do you want? You tell me, you're the boss. Aussie. All right. Premium room wins. I don't know. Free room, too quiet, guys. What do you do? You must be West Coasters or something. Probably drunk, drinking beer, watching golf on TV. All right, fine. All right, so volatility just may kick in. I like that to the downside there's room, but our timing's terrible if you look at the oscillator in here. Yeah, you know what I did today is I went to the Atlanta Aquarium. That's a great way to stay cool. All right, so what I'm hoping for then is we're long into China. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, changes to see what all these lines are for. Yeah, all this crap, huh? Look at that. Beautiful setup, Wayne. Oh, thank you, Wayne. Look at that. Oh, right off the 50. Nice. Nice little swing. Let me get rid of some of this crap. Okay, so it's just banks coming online, guys. You know, what I don't expect like a spike, like a traditional news scalp. What happens is the candles just get bigger than the other ones for, you know, let's say for 15 to 20 minutes, and then they go back into sort of normality. But look at this. That's the one we had set up here. Looks like we set it up twice on this. Okay. Down, 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 up, red zone, roll reversal, down, 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 up zone, 50% Fibonacci. Cool, dude. Nice. Notice the oscillators. Perfect stuff. Let me know if you guys have questions. Okay? This is a talking time. Asia's got lots of talk time. You talk Thai? You talk Thai? Yeah, there's lots of opportunities to talk in Asia, so if you're like, hey dude, I don't know what you just did, fine. Otherwise, I'm just going to go. Okay? You got to speak up if you need something. But I'm here to deliver. Let me set some of these things. Okay, so unfortunately, let me get this to a 15. Unfortunately, I see the move to the downside here. And that would have been cool if you were on that, you know, earlier. Maybe that's something we could have tried. I know I started the room later than usual today. Hey, I had to. Okay, but you might have been able to take that. Not the best in the world, but at least MACD was neutral, okay? So now it's falling. It's kind of hard to scalp unless you're scalping a 1 or a 5 minute into it. But what we need to do is watch this area for support, and I'm wondering if this 15-minute Stokes turns and we get like a 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern off of that. Maybe we're long there. Okay, it's 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute to the top of the hour, and look at the size of the candles increasing. Okay, we're getting much more volatility. So as a scalper, you can try to front run it like we do in New York every day, right? You guys like front running New York with me? I love it. So you can try to front run Tokyo or front run China and see if you can, you know, catch the money. Looking at it on a 5-minute chart, okay, notice that there was an opportunity on a 5-minute if you were bearish, okay, because obviously a 15-minute chart here, you can see there's stuff going on here, which means if you're waiting for it, you know, neutral, overbought, 5-8 cross, long-term directions down, you know, you might have been in there because that's a trade in your bias, right? Right? You trade. You're bullish on the yen, right? You're bearish on the Aussie, right? Am I right or not? You guys are just like laissez-faire, lazy currency traders. So ideally what you're looking for, especially top of the week. I mean, what if that's the top of the week? Right? What is this? An hour before Tokyo opens? and you get a shot to the downside. I mean, that's what you want, right? Isn't that what you're looking for? Kicking off the hourly 21. All right? I mean, seriously, I mean, this is what you need to do before you even sit down at your desk. You need to say, especially this time of, the first trading session of the week. Look at it pop here. Look at it pop. I told you. I told you that was support. Trade up, please. Dude, did that just jump 25 pips in less than a minute? Look at it come down. Oh my god, is there news? Did I miss it? Oh, I might have screwed up. Was there news? At 1950. No. Not at 8. See, that's just... Dude, that's just pure Tokyo right there. Let me check the news wires here. I think that's just Tokyo. A little more than I expected, but 25 pips in 25 seconds. That's pretty good for Asia. Hey, that's surprising. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is, okay, Kospi opens down 3%. Holy crap. Nikkei opened down, wow, get this guys. Nikkei opened down 2%. ASX is flat, which is out of Australia. And then Korea's stock market, the Kospi, opens up 3%. Holy crap. Wow. All over the place. So anyways, here's what I'm trying to say. You need to know your bias, and you should be drooling all weekend about getting into another yen trade, getting into another dollar trade. What are you going to sell off? You're going to sell off the euro, right? You're going to sell off commodity currencies, right? I mean, what's your plan, Stan? You got to have a plan, right? So you should be jonesing for it. You should be hungry. You got to be hungry, man. Have that all set up in place. How's that for additional volatility, huh? How surprising. Nice. All right. All over the place. At least we got support, huh? All right. So here's what I'm looking for, guys. I think this is a flip zone. We're very, very early in the game. Check out this 15-minute chart. Okay, what I'd like to see is this to cycle up. Okay. And China take us north. I know it's not fundamentally where we want to go, but we're at support and it's oversold. So on a small time frame, what you want to look for is evidence that this is waning. It's going to go from oversold to flat, all right, to trough out and then pop back into the trade zone, right? So what, that's going to take, well, let me ask you, how many candles on a 15-minute chart is that going to take to turn the Stokes? Well, I'd say, certainly 2, right? 2, maybe 3? Maybe? Right? So if that happens, what you want to look for is a candlestick pattern on, let's say, a 5-minute chart. What kind of candlestick patterns? How about a double bottom 1, 2, 3? Okay, double bottom. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3. Off the roll reversal. long and gone. Okay, and then you get one of these things maybe, right? And you get at least 2 hours to the upside. That means, ooh, I don't know, let me guess, revisit the weekly central pivot point, and then, but that would probably take all the way to London. I'm telling you, if it was an hour and a half before London opened, and I was at the weekly central pivot point, I'd look to sell. I'd look for oscillators to be overbought, and I'd look for reversal patterns going that way. A double top with a 1, 2, 3, right? If we were right there, absolutely. First of all, it's a daily target pivot wise. Okay. Okay. So combining weekly and monthly pivots and such, let me zoom in a little bit more if I can. Okay, the monthlies are so big, the dailies look tiny. But you know, how about something like that? Okay. So let me ask you guys, when's the next volatility going to kick in? Imagine that. We can count the candles, man. When's the next batch of volatility going to kick in? We got a few more minutes here, probably not more than 10 more minutes of volatility, and then when? Well, actually pre-Shanghai, right, Kawika? I'd say less than that. I'd say I start getting ready. 7:45 is too early, but 7:50, 7:55. Okay, because then you get the 9 o'clock. Because you get some other markets opening up at 9 o'clock, and then so between 8:55 and 9:30 is very interesting. And then the 9:30 to 10 is the follow through, if anything. Sometimes it doesn't move, but when it does, it does. Okay. Now I think it's interesting because Kospi down 3%, dude. 3% is not a good day for any stock market. The Nikkei down 2%. Not good. He's very, very bad. Okay. Now keep in mind, we had pretty lousy NFP, right? You guys, are you incorporating that into your trade plans today? Tell me about NFP. How do you feel about it? Do you have a fundamental bias already? Like you've just been... Keep in mind, Asia was closed when NFP came out. You see what I mean? I mean, this should be part of it. NFP came out. It was lousy. And Asia's had all weekend to read the newspapers and go, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know what I mean? Boy, oh boy. America not doing so good. Yeah. So, they've been waiting, like, what's going to happen? Alright, Kevin says QE3. No. Not yet. I already told you what it was going to come out. I told you 6 weeks ago. Actually, 8 weeks ago. I told you 8 weeks ago when it's going to come out. It's way too early. Did you catch that, KK? Kevin in the cheap seats? So if not QE3 now, then when? All right, Kawika. You should know this, Kawika. Come on. You're a VIP, dude. Anybody? How about in the cheap seats? When are we getting QE3? Or why do I say no? Or what will I say yes to? Yeah, okay, KK's like, what? Alright. Why is there only like Jim and Kevin in the free room? Anybody else in the free room want to know when QE3 is going to come out? Thank you, Mr. French. Yeah. J-Dub says never. Well, that's a possibility. All right. See? See? Good. Good to see you guys typing. I know it's a free room, but, I want to help you. That's why, that's why we have the free room. I can't help you if you're stone cold. All right. After the elections, you know what, Kuika? That's not a bad guess, but you know what? If I was Bernanke, I would wait until like the day before the elections, and then boom, I'd do QE3. I mean, because they're supposed to be totally separate, right? Like the Fed's not supposed to answer to the government. So a lot of people do this a lot, like, oh well, they can't change rates. It's an election year. You know what? Screw that. If I was in charge of the Fed, I'd do it just out of spite, just to say I can, and I can. I'm the Fed chairman, for crying out loud. I don't have to, listen to the president of the United States. Psst. Why would you do that? You can stay on the Fed for like forever. Being on the Fed is like, it's practically like being on the Supreme Court, for crying out loud, Can't touch me. I'm the Fed chair. Watch me. Watch me raise rates. Watch me do QE3. I'll do it. Right? So, I mean, that's what it should be, though, right? Okay? What's up, Lucy? Where you been, Lucy? Look at you guys. There's so many names over there in the cheap seats that I know but I guess we're lucky to have that free room. So, by the way, keep the sponsors and advertisers happy. If you like that free room, they go away, the free room goes away. The free room more than doubles the cost of having the webinar stuff. So anyways, all right, so here's the deal, guys. This is what I said the last day of April of this year. Okay? The world's been in sort of a fundamental world of hurt for a while. It didn't just creep in, right? I first got seriously worried about the global economic conditions. I think it was October or November of last year. This is when China first started to show signs of serious trouble. Now, you didn't read about it in the newspaper until recently, but China, since about October or November, realized it was in serious trouble and immediately changed their central banking policy. And dude, you don't change central banking policy on a whim. Okay, it was something like iron ore orders dropped 80% month over month in October or something crazy. Okay, so China realized, something bad. There's a storm coming and it's close. Okay, so in about November of last year, China just absolutely just changed this policy of worried about inflation to suddenly worried about keeping people working. I mean, it's a big deal. Okay. And they flipped. But you didn't read about it. Nobody talked about it except at boot camp. Okay? Okay, so anyway, so then if you can visualize China being the, not the canary in the coal mine, but how about the 800-pound gorilla in the coal mine that can't breathe? It's panting. It sounds more like Darth Vader. I can't breathe. Right? So China's been in trouble since then, yet the U.S. stock market was still going up. What's up with that? So China was gasping for air, choking on its own blood, gargling its own blood, right? And what's Europe doing in the meantime? What was your bias, your fundamental bias on Europe, let's say at the beginning of the year, like January? Was it going to be an awesome year in Europe, 2012? Woohoo! The big European recovery? I mean, like seriously, right? I mean, it's going to have a world of hurt for probably 20 years, right? So anyways, everybody knew Europe's in trouble. All you have to do is look at bond yields, right? So anyways, Europe's in trouble. China's choking on its own blood. And there's, like I said, there was all kinds of things that you could, like the bulk dry index, terrible. Like I said, iron ore orders, down 80% month over month. bad numbers out of Brazil, just like, and China buys a lot from Brazil, like soybeans and such. So, I mean, so all of a sudden Brazil showing signs that things are changing. I mean, not good, right? So it's pretty clear fundamentally that the world economic conditions are slowing down. Yet, while all of this terrible stuff is happening, the U.S. stock market's going up. What? You know what I mean? What? So do you understand that there was this huge divergence? Okay? But, the money machine needed to work. It wasn't a retail market. It's still not a retail market. So the professionals made their money. They did what they needed to do. Okay? And then what? Stock market hits monthly reversal pivots to the upside. Every professional trader on the planet could see that we were extremely overbought. In fact, I thought they were going to take profits at the end of the quarter and at the end of March, and I thought we would have a crash in April. I was wrong. It didn't happen until May. Sorry. But this U.S. stock market was so unbelievably overbought that in April that it hit the monthly reversal pivot. Boom. It has not gone another point above that, and it's been straight down ever since. Finally going in the direction where it should be. Okay? So that day, when at boot camp, that day we hit the monthly reversal pivot, we spent time talking about the Bernanke put. Okay? So basically, Bernanke's got the tools if he wants to. He's got it in reserve. He doesn't actually want to use a QE3 scenario, so he's definitely not going to do it until there's a big technical and fundamental reason for it. Well, we got the fundamental reason because, the future doesn't look like it's going to get better. The United States economy is slowing down. The European economy is slowing down. The Chinese economy is slowing down. It's not even open to debate. Okay? So what happens next? The stock market declines 20%. We get like the big death cross. You get the 20% decline. You're back at 10,000. You put all those things together. Triggers the Bernanke put somewhere around 10,000. I've been saying 10,500. It could be 9,500. I don't really care. So let's say 10. 10,000. We're down 20% off the top. Okay? And guess what happens? Bada bing, bada boom. QE3. Okay? So I'm not even thinking about QE3 right now. Okay? Unless I see a 500 pip candle. If I see a 500 pip candle, I'm going to change my tone very quickly. I don't see it coming. All right? Remember, most traders are always freaking out. Okay? The thing about most traders is they always lose all their money. So most traders are overreacting. They're jumping at everything. Every snap of a twig, they think it's a saber-toothed tiger about to pounce. Okay? Oh, Japanese intervention, Japanese intervention. Oh, don't worry about it, dude. QE3, QE3. No QE3, just a crappy NFP. Okay, don't worry about it. The trend's going to stay in play. And what I was guessing at NFP with everybody, I said, my best guess is everything stays the same until we get to the end of summer, and then we'll reevaluate. Okay? And by the way, election year stuff, all right, the United States economy is going into a toilet, and it's, a month away from the election. Do you think the Fed's really not going to do it? Do the QE3 to save the global economy because people might misinterpret that? I mean, come on. They're not going to hesitate. Okay? They're not going to hesitate. It's their job. Save the economy. Oh, but what will people think? Screw that. They're going to save the economy. Come on. You know what I mean? It's like so many people pick up on so many things. Oh, the election. Oh, the election. Oh, the intervention. Oh, the intervention. Oh, the QE3. Oh, the QE3. Don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it. Play the trend. And then when it changes, like Japanese intervention, You'll know when you see a 201 minute candle. 200 pips in 1 minute, that's called intervention. You can't plan for it. What are you going to do? You're going to put your life savings on a bet? You're like, oh, wow, we're down to 76. I bet the Bank of Japan's going to intervene. Why? Why would you bet? That's your deal? So what? You can make 200 pips in 1 minute? So what? So what? One trade, 200 pips. So what? Why don't you get a swing trade 200 pips without the guess part, without the double down on the bet thing? You know how far the Japanese yen can fall, or let's say this Aussie yen. Do you know how far that can fall? It can fall forever until the market decides to change. Don't bet on Japanese intervention. That's just stupid. Okay, wipe that out of your mind. If it happens, it happens. So be it. That's why you use a stop loss. Okay. QE3, QE3, QE3. Don't worry about it. All the fundamentals are exactly the same. All the technicals are go with the trend, go with the trend, go with the trend, go with the trend. Okay? There's not enough right now things, for a QE3. Now, Greece collapses and drops out of the euro and the stock market drops 10% in 1 day. All right, game on, all right? I'm telling you. If we have if we have 3 days in a row where the U.S. stock market declines 5% or more, yeah, okay, maybe game on QE3. Do we have that right now? No. So don't worry about it. Don't plan on it. Don't bet on it. Don't even try it. Don't even think about it. Set your trades up. Go in the direction of your overall bias. You don't have to gamble on something as stupid as QE3 or Bank of Japan intervention, okay? We good? Didn't mean to make a big stink about that, but stupid is as stupid does, so I got to shut that down. Right? You have to park your baggage at the door before you come in. Totally, right? Okay, well, we didn't have a great scalp setup, so, okay. Yeah, no, Jody, that's fine. So what I was looking for is I liked the downside action before the news came out, or not the news, sorry, the top of the hour. But really, the trade of the moment was probably this, which occurred before I took the mic. Okay, so all I did before, right? And I know I did this, all right? I put this line here saying, well, I can't really get short, so we can identify support, which I did. And we dropped significantly quickly compared to the previous candles, and we got right down to my level of support. So we didn't really have a scalp, Jody, but I prevented somebody from doing something stupid, right? We did get a bounce. So anyway, so the next thing I was looking for is that maybe we can catch Shanghai to the upside. We talked about how many 15-minute candles it'll take to roll this over and get back up, which I said about 3 candles. So that puts us about 845. We may be long. Is it going to go straight up? Okay, well, first of all, if you were gambling, you could have maybe stole this, but not really that interesting, all right? You might have set it up as a scalp like this. Hang on. Okay, but you'll notice we got 100% pullback, so you never got an opportunity there, even if you used a 1 minute. So really, nothing. Okay, so now we want to front run the Shanghai Open. Still, it's a bit early, okay? So have we identified support? Yes. Was it beautiful? Yes, it was beautiful. Thank you, Wayne. See, I joke, but you have to tell yourself over and 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 over again things that'll build upon your confidence level. Okay, you have to be a confident person to be a trader. So I build up sort of my confidence account. I always make deposits into my confidence account. Any little thing will do. You have to pat yourself on the shoulder and say, "Man, you nailed that support, Wayne. Good." So you stay strong, right? So it definitely bounced. So now what we're looking for is, we have support. Good job. What's next? You want to be oversold at support, right? So a 15-minute oscillator oversold. Nice. So the next thing is you need a candlestick pattern, right? So what do you want? Well, you can get one of these things if you wanted. I think you're going to be susceptible to, a fib war on that scenario. So the next thing you could look for would be like a double bottom, okay? And then even after that, if you're super ultra conservative, wait for the pullback into a roll reversal 1, 2, 3 pattern. And maybe you're long and strong here. I only think it'll last maybe 2 to 3 hours maximum. So my guesstimate is, maybe we hit the weekly central pivot point going into the pre-London, and that would be the big short here. So basically, this thing just flops over like this, and then pre-London is like that, and we just continue mission down here to 75. Okay? Simple, right? Do I go too fast for people? See, I don't know. You got to ask. You got to talk to me. Can't read your mind. Okay? So this is cool. Now, look, if you're a bear, you would sell something like this. I don't know. I'm not cool with it. I mean, maybe if you catch like a 4-hour 5 or some sort of daily pivot or weekly pivot or some sort of thing, I still caution you though, I cannot sell this. Okay? I'm not going to. I can't. So, and that has to do with on the medium term, it's oversold drastically. I mean, shouldn't say can't because it's oversold. It's not turned. But I certainly don't prefer it. Okay. Now, if you did, you better have some long-term resistance. It's, is it a 4-hour 5? Is it a daily R1? I'll tell you what, if you're hell-bent and aggressive to the downside, maybe you do it, okay? It's not good for a spot trade. Okay? See, if this turns up, guys, I'm definitely looking to buy. Okay? Now, it's oversold, and it's crossed up, so it's trying to move up. It's trying. It hasn't done it yet. So really, in a situation where this stochastic stays below the 25% line, just kind of moves sideways, this thing drops to the next level of support, 75.5, which then sucks. But then, if that happened, maybe Shanghai Open, we're long in the double bottom off of that. I can't predict where we're going to be. So all I can do is, are we at support? Yes or no? Is it overbought or oversold? Yes or no? Or in this case, are we at support? Yes or no? Is it oversold? Yes or no? Do we have a candlestick reversal pattern on a short-term time frame like a 1 or a 5? Yes or no? That's it. It's black or white. Okay? And if we're wrong, then we don't get a trade or we lose a little bit of money. That's that. Okay? That's that. Oh well, I lost a little money. Get over it. It's part of trading. I lost 20 pips. Well, dude, if you care, you're over leveraged. That's the problem. Okay? So you set it up. You get a setup or not. Okay? It's a black or white. It's a binary issue here for me. Okay? If I get a long, I get an opportunity to take it. If not, I'm staring along and it drops another 100 pips and I'm not in it. Shoot. I guess I should have shorted up high. So that's how I play it, guys. Okay, before I took the mic, we were way high on resistance in a downtrend. Okay, in a downtrend, near a market open, at resistance, fairly overbought. I would have liked to have seen a little bit better of a setup. And then he shorted off, a 4-hour 5 kind of thing, right? And if that case, you keep playing it this way. Doesn't change the fact that no matter what, as a bear, I'm worried about this because this says take profit. Okay? It can go without you and say la vie. Shoot. It happens. Doesn't often happen, or let's say it doesn't always happen. This is this cross up. All it really says is there's an increased risk of a pullback or reversal to a bear. Okay, that's all we have right now. That's why I can't, I mean, I could, but I don't prefer to. You could short here, but you're taking on so much extra risk. But in doing so, you say you're just absolutely hell-bent on dumping this pair, no matter what, on a 15-minute chart. I disagree in your tactic. But if you're going to hold it for a day, I suppose one 15-minute cycle couldn't hurt. Still would rather you sell it high than low. Okay? So again, it's the amount of risk you're taking to short here. If you were going to short it, you should have shorted up high. Okay? On your way to, you can see it wimping out near 76. Dude, dump it. Okay? Fine. You can't do that. That's come and gone. So you're either short or you're looking to go long. This says close but not quite. Okay? So if you're a bull then, how do you want to play it? This way or off the little one? Suppose the little one, right? Okay? So can we remember all of this? The 15-minute chart is technically oversold, trying to head up. So if you're a bear, you're happy that you didn't get knocked out here, and you're happy that this maybe didn't knock you out. Your stop should probably be about here, right in that zone. Okay, and you're tickled pink, and you're hoping, since it pulled back to the midpoint psych level, you're short. Maybe you move you've moved your stop to break even, or hopefully to lock in some profit, and you let it go. You're done. Don't screw around with it. Because if you're right, this is going to drop to 75.5, and then you should take profit, in my humble opinion. Because that's the next level of massive support. Okay? Now, if you're not short, then you can only be planning long. You're not supposed to be long yet. You're too early. So this is still technically oversold, but it's oversold because everybody's selling it. What you want to see is oversold at support, turning back into the trade zone. In that case, you're planning a long, and your long's going to look like this. Right, like I said, or it's going to double bottom. So this is still sort of a first touch on a 5-minute chart. So anyways, I want you to remember where we are in the 15-minute cycle, because now I'm going to change this to a 5, and I'm going to change this to a 1, and somewhere between now and the next half hour, we're probably scalping front-running Shanghai. Does that sound like fun? Does that sound fun? Hey, so what'd you do tonight? Oh, I was front running Shanghai. Okay? Alright, so this is what we're looking for. We got the 5-minute turn to the upside. What we're looking for now in a 1-minute is to take the 1-minute cycle up off of a fib or double bottom. Okay? So this is the old stop. I'm going to get rid of that. Oops. I do need to fib this. Okay, I'm going to PSAR you, right? So tie your shoelaces. Where do they put it here? I always forget this one. There it is. Boom. All right. PSAR's got you short. You're too early. It's oversold. It has not come into the trade zone, nor do you have a 5-8 cross up. So technically, bears are still winning this. Okay. Very, very, very often in this situation, since we're watching a 1-minute chart, we're smarter than everybody else, right? I mean, that goes without saying. So it's going to, in this situation, it very often takes a double bottom to get everybody on the clue train, but we're already waiting for it. I should remind you, I'd much rather be selling than buying. Okay? But I wasn't here when the sell came online. Like, look at this, guys. Let's say you were watching that resistance line. I mean, it's so clear that this is resistance, right? I mean, okay, you see all that stuff? Roll reversal. I mean, it's so obvious, right? Where's the psych level? Let's identify the psych level. Okay, that's within a half a pip, I guess, right? There it is. Okay, there's the psych level. That's your red zone, right? 75.80 to 75, right? So you spike up here on a 1 minute, okay? Very predictable, right? I mean, even not only is it a roll reversal, but that's typically a situation where it's a downtrend and you're retracing up into an 80 zone. OMG, are you kidding me? So imagine you were set up and ready to go on this 5-minute scalping chart. Dude, don't be redonkulous. That is straightforward, isn't it? Okay, how many people listening right now have seen me look for something like that at least 20 times? Okay, time of day. Jody says hundreds. It's possible, isn't it? Time of day. I mean, watch that video I posted last week, right? About the clock. It should be expanded out for Asia, right? Front running Tokyo. Now we're kind of looking to do something different. We want to front run Shanghai. Okay? We don't know what the oscillator is going to look like when that money comes in. I mean, we may be selling it at Shanghai. We don't know it yet, okay? Because the clock, we're really too early. I said 8:55. It's only 8:38. Okay? So right now, again, this is clear. I mean, what's my bias? I love trading, all right? I love trading the direction of my bias. So this is it. That's a great trade. I can't coach that anymore. I can confirm it. And look how obvious it is on a 5-minute. Okay? You know, did you sell here? I don't see any reason why you could have. Did you sell here? I don't see any reason why you could have. What, a half cycle makes you trade? I mean, no. So all this is, guys, is you're still just moving your stop. So let's say you originally your stop was up here or up here. Okay, we got through the volatility, that big wick. At what time did we get that big wick? What time did we get that big wick? Question mark? Asia Open. Yeah, we talked about it in advance, right? I mean, like, yeah, it's going to kick in now, right? I said, look at these candles. Watch, they're going to get bigger, and all of a sudden, wah! I mean, it's just awesome, isn't it? Like, we're talking about it, like, oh, it's about to happen now. Oh, we're about to get it. Yep. Yeah, we're going to get it. Here it comes. Boom. Okay? Now, China lasts longer, by the way. So anyway, so, you know, I don't see, except for up here, okay? So let's do it in reverse. Are you at resistance? Yes. Is it proper time of day? Yes. Is it overbought? Yes. Is it in the direction of your bias? Yes. You know what I mean? So that's clear. So how about this? Are you at resistance? Mildly. Is it overbought? No. Is this the time of day for entering a scalp in a new direction? No. You got new money coming in? No. I mean, there's nothing there for me, right? There's nothing. The only thing you possibly could have done is long at some here, but I think you would have had to have kind of bet on that one. Yes, I did draw this line before it actually opened. So you do have support. So are you at support? Yes. Is it oversold? Yes. Is new money coming in? Yes. Is it in the direction of your bias? No. So tough call, right? I mean, we got to be honest, right? One is awesome. One's not so awesome. even if it's let's say making money, I mean, I wouldn't have sold that. Okay, all I see here is an opportunity to move your stop. All right, and right now on this 5-minute chart, we're simply looking for a candlestick pattern to long. Okay, and I think it's more than possible for this to head down. Why not? Totally can. Absolutely. Do I have a setup for that? No, not now. Okay. If you're just, again, hell bent on doing it, okay, go ahead. Because at least you got the Stokes. You're not fighting the Stokes. How about that 15-minute chart, though? Remember I told you to keep that in mind? Let's look at it again. Oh, crap. So you better be desperate to sell that. Maybe you are. You might be. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's your opinion. But if you didn't open your charts desperate, why are you so desperate to sell it now? Why? Because you see a 50% Stokes cycle on a 5-minute chart? That, why don't you just say, yeah, I'll catch it pre-London? I mean, I don't know. Like, do you really need that? That's what you need? So anyway, so we're not short, or let's say I'm not short because I didn't take the mic until after that occurred. So all I can set up now is a long. And I'm either right, and I get a reasonable opportunity with a reasonable amount of risk for a scalp, which means it's going in the opposite direction of my overall bias. But that happens because we have new money coming in, right? Fine, cool, right on. So I either wait and get a trade plan that's sort of repeatable. It may not be that conservative, but at least it's repeatable and logical. And we get a double bottom reversal pattern at support with a new market opening, and we scalp that long in the direction of the 15-minute oscillators. Or we don't do anything until the next major level of support, which is a long way down. 75 pips below us. I don't need those 75 pips. I'm not going to chase it, I'll tell you that much. I'll just say, oh man, all I can say is, I wish I got to the charts a bit earlier. That's all I could possibly say. Right? All right, so I think over the next 10 minutes we're going to start getting some volatility, and I think we're just going to create some opportunities. We're going to have to set it up. Again, I don't know if it's long or short. I'd rather it be short, but right now we're set for long. So we got about an hour of really kind of, sort of looking for a scalp opportunity, okay? So I'm going to shut down the free video. Remember, if you're watching this video, swing on by. You can attend the Asian session or the European session or the American session, in the free room. It's all good in the hood. Feel free to stop by sometime. Just click on, go to fxbootcamp.com, click on, what is it, live Forex training? Nice and easy, 3 times a day.